Okay guys, let's get to the truth, finally the truth. Fujifilm X100VI, that everybody is thinking that it can replace it with Fujifilm X-M5 and with 27mm f2.8 lens or some other lenses from Fujifilm. Let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. In this video I want to address what everybody is thinking, that they can buy Fujifilm X-M5 and replace X100VI. Well, this is a very interesting discussion and I will try to be as objective as I can. But of course, it really depends on the level of your experience. It really depends on the level of what kind of experience you wish to have. It really depends on your level of photography, and it really depends on what you want to do with the camera. But also it depends on ergonomics, on specs, and I do think that the most crucial part is the lens. It's the lens. But of course, you can change lenses here, and this is a big advantage, and you can put even better lenses than this lens. So I want to address these points and to see if you can replace, in the end, Fujifilm X100VI with Fujifilm X-M5. Let's first address the AF, because I think it's important for someone who wants a camera for everyday photography that it can rely on. With this lens, the AF is similar, I would say, as the X100VI lens, probably a little better, but anyway, you can put other lenses and the AF, it will be better than Fujifilm X100VI. I do feel that in the end, the Fujifilm X100VI has a slower or not so accurate AF as Fujifilm X100V. So regarding the AF part, I really do feel that X-M5 is winning the fight here, because, how I've said, you can put other lenses that have a faster AF. But with this lens and with the 18mm f2 lens, you will have similar AF, similar squeaking, and they will be pretty equal. But this is regarding AF. Now let's talk about size, weight, and ergonomics. First, regarding size and weight, this is smaller. Yes, it's smaller than X100VI, but it isn't as long the body as X100VI. And this makes X-M5 feel a little heavier in the hand compared to X100VI or similar. So I didn't weight them, and I don't want to do this because I just want to share with you my subjective opinions, because subjective opinions, from my point of view, matter more than specs on a paper sheet. So regarding my subjective opinions, even if this probably on specs it's lighter, it's feeling as heavy as X100VI. I do feel that I like more now, getting to the ergonomics, how this X100VI is staying in hand. You have a grip, you can grip the camera, you don't need to add other grips, but here I'm pretty scared to hold this camera without a strap or without a grip. It's really dangerous to keep this camera unsecured. But this isn't as on X-M5. So regarding handling, in hand, weight, size, yes, X100VI, it is much better, and also the feeling of X100VI in hand, it is much premium because it is metal build and you feel that build quality. But other than that, even if this is plastic build, it is well made. But I would also want to give you my impressions regarding the build quality of the painting. So how is the painting? Well, I've heard from other users that had X-M5 that the painting can chip easily on X-M5. This is also the case on Fujifilm X100VI. I've just lightly touched my X100VI to the microphone and the paint already chipped. So yes, unfortunately, this paint can chip on both cameras. So this is it. Now let me address a little the EVF, the optical viewfinder, and the fact that on X-M5 you don't have an EVF and optical viewfinder. And also let's address the screen. So this has a tilt screen, this has an optical viewfinder, this has an EVF, this X100VI also has many more buttons. But regarding buttons, I do feel that they are pretty equally good regarding buttons. So regarding buttons, X-M5 is staying very well. Clicky buttons, they aren't flashed like on X-T50, so I'm really liking the buttons on X-M5. Of course, I would have wanted a little more buttons, but it's not a deal breaker. So regarding buttons, they are okay. Other than that, of course, On X-M5, you don't have any VF, you don't have a flash, you don't have a tilt screen, and you don't have all these options that are on X100VI. If these are important for you, then yes, X100VI it's a better camera. But I do feel that for a category of people, these aren't essential needs. These aren't essential needs. In the end, I'm using X100VI as a point-and-shoot camera like I can use X-M5. Where I start, I feel the difference, it's regarding the screen. So here you have a tilt screen, that it's a real big help in street photography, for candid photography, and also for day-to-day photography. And also you have an EVF that, again, you can put it to your eye, but on the other side, X-M5 has a very nice bright screen, so it's okay. But the tilt screen, I feel that is doing a big difference here. So regarding tilt screen, of course, X100VI it's winning it here because it's very useful for street photography. With a lens like this, because we are thinking, I've said that lots of people said that this lens is replacing X100VI, for fast-paced action, street photography and family photography, because you don't have a tilt screen, is not as easy. It will be easier with a wider lens. So if you use on this camera a 16mm f2.8, so 24mm equivalent field of view, you'll be okay. Next, 18mm f2, again, okay-ish. But at 40, it's not as easy to snap as on X100VI. So again, you will not be there. This is a wide lens, a 23mm lens equivalent to a 35mm lens, and you'll have a great wide angle that paired with a tilt screen, bullseye for street photography, for family photography, and for all kinds of photography. So regarding photography and what you can do with X100VI, just looking at disadvantages, X100VI it's on the top. Next, let's address a little the sensor. Does the 40 megapixel sensor of X100VI makes a difference compared to the X-M5 sensor that it's just 26 megapixel? Well, it really depends on how you are looking at your photography and of what you want to accomplish. This 40 megapixel sensor, it's helping this lens be at least two lenses in one. So you can shoot this lens at the 35mm field of view and also at the 50mm field of view, and you'll be okay. That resolution, it's really feeling. Of course, you are losing the depth of field, but you have here an f2, not an f2.8. And also you can shoot this kind in sports finder mode, and you have a 40mm equivalent lens with f2, not f2.8, and a good quality lens. So yes, the 40 megapixel sensor, it's raising the bar a lot here. So basically with X100VI, you have, I would say, at least 3 lenses optically good, 23, 27mm f2.8, and at the limit a 35mm f4, let's say it like this. But good regarding resolution, details and sharpness. So it's very good. Also you can use it for portraiture with the 70mm equivalent field of view, and it will do the job very well. But let's not think at the portraits at the 70mm. Let's think just about this lens. I've proved in my older videos that X100V in sports finder mode, it is sharper and better than the 27mm f2.8 lens from Fujifilm. So again, what we have here, sharper lens, better lens, 40 megapixel sensor, I've said 3 lenses or 2 lenses in one. So the sensor and the lens are very versatile when we are thinking at the other options for a small compact camera that we have on X-M5. So regarding image quality, this is very important. X100VI, it's winning because of the paired sensor with the paired lens. So lens and sensor, it's beating from my point of view the X-M5 27mm f2.8 with the X-Lens 26mm sensor, and also 18mm f2 and so on. So this is a huge advantage here. But on the other side, if you want to put the good lens, the 16mm f2.8 on X-M5, you can do this. You can change lenses and you will win optically in the end. But in this field of view, 35mm, 40 to 50ish, this will do the job very well. And it can be one camera to rule them all if you want that. Now let me address the portability factor, because lots of people are thinking that they will buy X-M5 and it will make it a packetable camera. This X-M5 isn't a packetable camera. It has a weight, it has a size, it has a depth and width. It's not a packetable camera. Even with the Viltrox 27mm f4.5, it's not a pocketable camera. Yes, it's a small camera, a slim camera, but this isn't everything. So it's not a pocketable camera like X100VI. It is as pocketable as X100VI is the question. From my point of view, yes, I can call them equally pocketable, but this again, this is slimmer. This is slimmer. Longer, slimmer, it really matters. X100V, it is slimmer, smaller, better if you are thinking like this. So regarding portability, pocketability, don't think at these cameras. And also, I do not think at Ricoh cameras because you don't buy an expensive camera to put it in your pocket. Let's be serious. You buy a cheap camera to put it in your pocket, how I've showed in my other video. Maybe I'll put here a link in the card, and you'll not worry about that camera. Or Fujifilm X-F10 that had a very well built quality to it. But other than that, forget about pocketability with these two cameras. Now let me address a little the battery life. Well, I'm really ultra impressed with the battery life of X-M5. It's staying very, very well. So battery life, amazing, amazing good. So better battery life, it seems that X-M5 has, but in the end, you still need at least 2 batteries. Now regarding video specs. Here you don't have IBIS and you have great video specs, and you can also add a cooler. But here you have IBIS and also you have great video specs. From my point of view, they are the same, but here you are limited. Here you can put a nice zoom lens that has optical image stabilization, the 15 to 45mm lens, and you'll have optical image stabilization with very good video specs. So regarding video specs, of course, this is winning, but of course, this is very good for family short videos, for travel videos, and so on. So both are good on the video part, but this it's more versatile also because of the screen. So regarding video specs, yes, X-M5 it's winning here because it is more versatile in the end. Now let's get to the conclusion. If you are a beginner photographer, a beginner street photographer, do you need X100VI or you will be better with X-M5? It really depends on your skills. It really depends on what you know to do. It really depends on how good you are. It really depends on your level of photography. And it really depends on you. Maybe if you are coming from a phone photographer or videographer, I would go to X-M5. But if you already have a Fujifilm camera and you love Fujifilm camera for what they are, for the fact that they are looking good, for their manual focusing controls and all other good stuff, then yes, X100VI it's the better choice. You have ND filter, you have a built-in flash, you can do flash photography at a high level with this camera. You have a tilt screen, you have all the options in the world, and what's more important, you have a great optically lens. Again, not a stellar lens, but a good lens for everyday photography in a very small portable package. So this means a lot. With 27mm f2.8, you are crippling your image quality here. Again, the lens is sharp, but it's a flat lens. It's not a lens that will wow you. Even Fujifilm employees on their official Video USA site said that this lens, it's a pancake lens that has this objective to be a pancake lens, but it's not a stellar lens. A stellar lens in this field of view, it is the 30mm f2.8 macro lens from Fujifilm with AF, but f2.8, not f2. Next, Voigtlander 27mm f2 lens, manual focusing lens, and 20mm f2, it will do the job, but not as good as this lens, and it's not as pancake-ish as this lens. So 18mm f2, 27mm f2.8, it will steal from your image quality. So you lose image quality with these lenses. Again, it may be a deal breaker for some people, or it may not be a deal breaker. It really depends on you. But here you have the best regarding compactness and size, regarding image quality, portability, AF, and so on. So if you are an experienced photographer and you're thinking to buy this camera just for the budget because it is more cheaper than X100VI, I think in the end you'll get to the conclusion that you'll want to sell this camera and upgrade to X100VI, losing some money on X-M5. But if you are just beginning and if you just want to enter in the Fujifilm system, then I would start with this camera for the video specs and so on. So if you aren't a pixel peeper and if you want to use the 27mm f2.8, that will do a great job. Don't get me wrong. It will do the job very well, then you'll be very okay and you'll save some money, and you'll also have the option to change lenses. And changing lenses, adding better lenses, will change the equation totally regarding image quality and versatility of this camera. But other than that, if you'll change lenses, this means you'll use bigger lenses. And optically, this will mean better results, but ergonomically not, because this guy is very small. So you'll need to add the smaller grip to make it work for you. And after this, probably you'll want another camera. So this can be an entry-level camera and a B camera if you have an X-T5 camera or an X-T3 camera. So I do feel that it will work in these scenarios where you want a smaller camera, ultra capable regarding AF. So overall, both cameras are very good, but how I've said, this X-M5 with 27 meters f2.8, it's not at the level of X100VI, and more than that, the price of this X-M5 with this lens can easily justify the price of X100VI and X100V, because this is much better, and I will say yes, it's at least double better than X-M5 for the experienced user, again for the experienced user. But if you are a beginner, this is more than enough. You will really enjoy it. So again, it really depends on the level where you are. And another tidbit to address here, the buttons, the wheels, and what it's on X-M5, it is more nice built than what is on X100VI, if you can believe this. Yes, the wheels are very sturdy, they don't play like the doors on X100VI, and the buttons are more prominent and you can click them and you can touch them and feel where they are. Here are a little more flashed, and I really don't like these flashed buttons in the camera body. These buttons aren't as flashed as on X-T50, but the X-M5 I do feel that has the best buttons when I'm looking at the latest Fujifilm camera. So have that in mind. You'll get a very good camera, but optically, this lens with this lens, they aren't competing with each other because there is no competition here. Now, if you are liking content like this, please subscribe now to my channel. Use my affiliate links if you want to buy Fujifilm X100VI or Fujifilm X-M5, or why not get Fujifilm X-T50 that has lots of specs on it. So please be sure to check my next reviews about X-T50 and other Fujifilm cameras to make up your mind. Thank you, leave me your comments, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.